One punch can turn a fighter into a legend.
A fearsome flurry, and he's got him. That was a right hand and down. Oh, the big right hand.
Or leave him scarred for life.
Drops that low kick. Oh, my. A big right hand.
Now get ready to witness some of the greatest knockouts ever. Moments that reshape the history of combat sports overnight. The first rat in Tyson's path was the most controversial figure of the golden era of boxing, the Polish fighter Andrew Golota. Golota booked himself a star on the Walk of Shame for his nastiness and for confusing boxing with billiards, knocking opponents in the balls.
Low blows, and down goes Bo again.
Yeah, that's it.
But when Iron Mike faced the Pole, the cocky rat turned into a frightened Mickey Mouse. The bell rang, and Tyson, taking on the role of exterminator, began the process of eliminating the particularly large rodent.
Over the left eye of Golota. Connecting with a devastating right. Tyson all over Golota. Rights to the head. There's another right hand. Golota's chin withstanding that, but how much more can he take? Tyson again.
Golota's pathetic defense couldn't help him, so in his usual manner, he switched to dirty boxing, resorting to wrestling techniques.
He might miss a few shots, but you can see there's some fear in his eye. He's felt the pain.
But Tyson didn't put up with such rat acts and sent the Pole's dirty ass to the canvas.
Down goes Andrew Golota. What a right, straight right on the button. Golota down.
Same right ended up in that cut, Steve.
During the one-sided beating, Golota looked like a schoolboy desperate for the bell to save him from the teacher's punishment, and somehow he managed to escape. Afterwards, Golota got up and cowardly fled the ring, forever becoming a disgraceful stain on boxing.
It's over. He's done it again. Golota quits. After he quits at the end of 2 rounds. Oh, look at that. Oh, my goodness.
Iron Mike Tyson.
At the dawn of the 20th century, Esh came face to face with a daunting challenge, known as Jackie Beard. Beard had the height and reach advantage and thought he'd easily steamroll the modest chubster.
The tough man competition, and he just turned professional, so he's...
From the first bell, Beard charged forward, effortlessly landing shots on his enormous target.
You saw right there in microcosm. Point out they're using 16...
Soon after, the cocky showboater felt his superiority and began to mock the hefty fighter with unabashed arrogance.
Just smiling through this round. Looking to load up that time. Beard says, no, you hit me on the shoulder.
Butterbean tried to fire back, but Beard dodged every punch with the grace of a goose on ice.
Beard was doing a little hot dogging there.
Yeah, they like pillows unless you get
More of a pro style than he is a tough man. Right, because Bean just wants to punch it out.
At one point, the braggart was so sure of his victory, he started dancing in celebration early.
4-round fighters. This is the second round.
But Eric wasn't having any of that haughty disco. After refueling his tank with a splash of chocolate syrup during the break, he awoke a beastly appetite. Then, Butterbean absorbed every one of Beard's strikes like sharp, crispy wings.
Right hand. Butterbean.
And with a precise right, sent Beard soaring into the stratosphere. It seemed like this move had been perfected by Esh, as he's often reaching for beer from the top shelf. The Polish strongman made his professional ring debut in 2009. No one knew what to expect from this strongman, and his professional opponent, Marcin Najman, appeared to be the favorite. It was expected that the giant would be just a typical shy jack in the ring. As soon as the fight started, Pudzianowski awakened the skills of a true berserker within himself. In his very first fight, he brutally tore apart his opponent, leaving not a trace of him behind. That day, the whole world witnessed the true power of Marius Pudzianowski. One of Inoue's most significant achievements is that he competed in the World Boxing Super Series. The fighters in this Super Series are so dangerous, you could list their fists as cold weapons. At this gathering of elite killers, they'd settle once and for all who's the strongest in the world. And the winner even gets the trophy of the great Muhammad Ali. The quarterfinal of the Super Series took place in October 2018. Back then, Inoue was matched against the Dominican, Juan Carlos Payano.
So here we go then.
When the fight started, Payano's attempts to register Inoue on the canvas only made him laugh. So, the Japanese monster began adjusting his rifles to one-shot his opponent. Therefore, securing himself a ticket to the semifinals with the best possible spot, right inside the ring. The second chapter of our story goes back to 1990, when at the forefront of the most fearsome heavyweight scalp collectors was Donovan Ruddock, better known as Razor.
Not using his legs at all.
But one day, the fearsome star of the ring showed his dark side. After the bell, he treacherously sent his opponent on a date with Morpheus.
What's going to happen? He hit him after the bell.
Next, with a sense of complete impunity, as he continued to climb the peak of the boxing Olympus, he arrogantly decided that he would easily dethrone Mike Tyson. And so, in 1991, the Titans of the ring clashed in a fierce battle.
Round one scheduled for 12.
From the very beginning, Razor shocked everyone, using his blades to tear into the legendary opponent.
Well, he'd thrown a big punch. He stumbled after the punch.
Left uppercut by Mr. Steele, who has refereed 83 title fights.
Uppercut and then the right hand open. Oh, nice. Oh.
Here comes Razor Ruddock out of nowhere. A right.
Again.
A left uppercut by Razor Ruddock. That stunned Tyson. Now Tyson says no. Hit me again. And the bell sounds.
But Iron Mike activated Berserk mode, unleashing his iron will and showering Ruddock with a barrage of punches.
Action on his own.
Short and Henry Tillman in his last deal, an associate minister lets them know. Doesn't seem to care. A hard body punch by Tyson.
Integrity or his honesty.
Up here for withstanding this kind of barrage. Oh, what a right by midway through the fourth.
Tyson looking for that. Oh.
Down goes Ruddock.
Good shots. He just doesn't quite get there.
There's a left by Ruddock. A left by Tyson, and down goes Ruddock.
What a counterpunch. You can question his integrity or his honesty.
A flurry.
In the end, Tyson brutally punished the scoundrel and took his soul, sending him from the boxing Olympus to the Tartarus.
TKO Mighty Mike Tyson.
In 1995, Butterbean was on a winning streak, racking up 9 victories with hardly any effort, collecting opponents' scalps like rare Pokemons. But then, a fighter emerged who struck fear with his unbelievably athletic physique, Doug Norris. The nickname Dangerous warned our chubster that this fight wouldn't be an easy snack.
He won several regional tournaments.
The bout began, and Norris, noticing his opponent's short arms, decided to keep Eric at bay.
Into a folk hero because you announce him
trying to prove those people wrong.
Norris round one. In fact, he's landing anytime he feels like it.
Still, in his desperate attempt to reach his opponent, Esh managed to serve Dangerous a couple of punches before his steroid-fueled machine went into a reckless exchange.
So Butterbean coming forward with some good shots.
And you're seeing some tough man windmilling by Butterbean. He still has that.
He's getting nailed, though, by Norris.
Not expecting such a surge of cholesterol, Norris dropped the knockout idea. Apparently, Butterbean had a third dinner on the schedule, because by the second round he sent the bodybuilder to build his brain, turning the dangerous into the harmless.
Well, it's wild now, folks, and there goes Norris. Well, he never should have slugged with him. He knows that now.
In doing so, he once again proved that muscles alone don't win fights. Next, the newly crowned storm of the fighting world was matched with Materla, who looked more like a tattoo artist's rough draft.
Right now. Big uppercut! That's the uppercut! It's another!
The bell rang, and the hungry monster immediately pounced on his prey. There was Pitbull written on Materla's trunks, but he looked more like a pitiful mutt.
Marius Pudzianowski! A zatem Mistrza Majew staje się prawdą, że nie powinien...
And soon, Marius, with a powerful punch, sent the poor guy to the realm of Morpheus.
Szuka dołów, Michał Materla, to jest jego sposób... Co jest nieprawdopodobne! Co on zrobił? Marius Pudzianowski!
The Super Series semi-final took place on May 18th, 2019. And for Inoue, this fight was meant to be a real test. He was up against Emmanuel Rodriguez, the undefeated IBF world champion with a perfect 19-0 record. But in this fight, sports interest took a back seat because all the Japanese hitman wanted was to avenge his family's honor. This act of disrespect happened in the gym even before the bout. Rodriguez's coach had the nerve to shove Inouye's father right in front of his eyes, showing blatant disrespect.
Oh my God!
That was when Inoue promised himself that he'd take brutal revenge on that insolent coach by devastating his protege. And then the day of retribution arrived, filled with a burning desire for vengeance. Inoue loaded his fists with pure hatred for his opponent. When the bell rang, the Puerto Rican immediately charged Inoue with relentless pressure.
Rodriguez started calling forward.
Getting things done quickly.
But the enraged monster first unloaded a series of combos on Rodriguez's head, then delivered a crushing punch that tuned his opponent's GPS navigation straight to the canvas.
For this fight. This is a fearsome flurry, and he's down. He's got him on the left for the first time in his career. Corner right above us.
It seemed like the Puerto Rican tried to use his extra life coin. But Inoue wasn't about to drag out the boxing match. He sent Rodriguez packing to the hub, completely breaking his will. In the end, Inoue emerged victorious and claimed the IBF belt, ruthlessly avenging that disrespectful act by giving the coach's protege his very first loss.
New IBF bantamweight champion of the world, Naoya!
February 1989, a British showboater appeared on Tyson's horizon who could literally be called a dildo builder.
Coming from Bruno. And Big Jesse is looking a little unsteady on his pins. Oh my word, he's not...
Frank Bruno is a dumb jock who allowed himself to insult and humiliate Mike in public.
But I want to knock him out so good into Don King's lap and wipe him off the map because he's bad for boxing and his people are bad for boxing. I see myself knocking out Mike Tyson spectacularly, knocking him out. No way he's going to beat me. No way.
Tyson, filled with rage, eagerly awaited the day when his foot would finally set foot in Sin City, so he could personally beat every ounce of rat-like filth out of Bruno with his own hands.
Physique, 27 pounds heavier, almost 4 inches taller.
From the very beginning of the fight, Tyson decided to remind everyone of his title as the baddest man on the planet.
If he makes a mistake early, you can't fix it, Jim. That was never great to begin with.
A left hook by Tyson, but Bruno was laying. Tyson's people wanted to bob and roll, be less of a target attack.
And only after that did the dumb jock realize that he was face-to-face with a real predator who would tear his rat carcass apart right then and there.
But it was a nice effort.
And anytime, oh, here comes Tyson. Tyson with a combination. Oh, a left hook by Mike Tyson, flush on the face of Frank Bruno. Another left and a combination.
So, the crafty scoundrel decided to resort to an unworthy tactic and turned the fight into a cuddle party.
Put any efforts toward punching if he's just worried about holding.
On Mike's side, he's not bobbing and weaving like he has.
Maybe nerves and jitters, he may be settling in.
Tyson looking to go back to work.
But this cocky man only added fuel to Mike's raging fire, and in the next moment, the enraged Tyson plunged the scoundrel's consciousness into darkness.
Bruno expected. He said he's not looking for the Tyson of what McNeely and Mathis. Here's a combination uppercut by Tyson. Tyson laying it on, pouring it on. Down goes Bruno into the ropes. And it is all over.
Thus, Mike made him humble forever. Butterbean wasn't about to limit his enormous potential. He dove into MMA in addition to boxing. With 7 victories under his belt, the organizers presented Eric with serious opposition in the form of James Thompson, who had already tamed fighters like Marius Pudzianowski and Bob Sapp.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a fight.
Hey, stop.
Before the fight, Thompson confidently promised he'd finish everything quickly.
I'm gonna make it quick, clean, and relatively painful. I just want you to sit back, close your eyes, think of McDonald's, and it'll all be over.
When fight day arrived, the two clashed in the center of the cage.
He's probably going to use his left jab a lot because that.
And that evening, Thompson kept his promise and swiftly ended the fight that had just begun. However, it was he who ended up sitting back.
And I think that there it is. There you go. There it is. Oh, that's about it. I mean, that's about it. Butterbean has done it.
Thompson still looking for the takedown. I don't think he's quite aware.
Pudzianowski was swiftly climbing up the food chain, easily dispatching his opponents. An adherent of healthy living faced off against an antagonist of healthy nutrition.
There you go. There it is. Oh, that's about it. I mean,
the legendary Butterbean came to prove to everyone who the strongest heavyweight was. Both fighters were famous for their achievements in the heavyweight division, but with Marius, it was iron, and with Butterbean, it was McDonald's trays. In the fight, Butterbean initially dominated the jack with his boxing technique. Realizing he had no chance in striking, Pudzianowski lifted a career record weight and took the fight to the canvas. Next, Marius started kneading the dough out of his fatso, and after feeding the king of fast food a series of quick punches, he secured a sweet victory. After advancing to the Super Series final, Inoue faced the fight of his life. No one had ever thumped him so hard in his triumphal career. The fight, which earned Inoue a spot in the World Boxing Super Series, took place in 2018. In it, Inoue was gunning for the WBA World Champion belt and to conquer yet another weight division. His opponent was Jamie McDonald, a 2-time world champion who had defended the WBA belt 5 times and hadn't been beaten in a decade. Apparently, all his past victories inflated his ego to Olympian levels.
I'm the best bantamweight on this planet.
And he started throwing around the nastiest insults imaginable.
I'm gonna smash him, I know I am.
But once the fight began, it quickly became clear that this trash talker had only trained his tongue. From the first bell, Inoue, like a Japanese tooth fairy armed with bone-crushing punches, began cleaning out McDonald's filthy mouth. Even though the insolent guy tried to hurt the noble warrior from the land of the rising sun, the bout still looked like a one-sided annihilation. Not eager to drag the match out any longer, the young prodigy forced McDonald's internal organs to collectively resign in one fell swoop. In the end, Inoue claimed his 3rd WBA belt, punishing the trash talker and permanently shutting his foul mouth. In May, 1986, Mike found himself in the crosshairs of Mitch Green, the real leader of the American gang.
Try to extort more money. His manager, Carl King.
He publicly threatened Mike Tyson, claiming he was ready to easily destroy the ring legend.
Tyson, and you know it. You hit me, I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you. My last name is Green. It's a sign, it's an omen. Michelle Cicely Tyson, you're mine.
Before the fight, Mike's gaze burned with a fierce desire to punish the scoundrel for his audacity.
Last fight that we showed you here on HBO, that between Larry Holmes and Michael.
As soon as the bell rang, Tyson immediately took control, leaving the arrogant fool no chance to survive.
So we'll see what he does about that against Mitch.
Reluctant to go full swing 10 rounds. I had that same experience when I fought my first 10-round in Baltimore.
And again, Mike Tyson bolting out of his corner right on top.
To Tyson, because Tyson's going straight ahead. He's coming straight ahead. The reason you tie a fighter up is to at least clear your head, or either to throw
his customata with his career period.
About the head.
Eager to fully punish the scumbag, Mike decided to slowly and painfully beat the crap out of him, turning the ring into a true torture chamber.
Can be learned in talking to some of the people he fought.
Look at here.
Just laughing at him.
Not getting any type of respect from Mike Tyson, mainly because he's not making a fist when he throws his punches.
Good left.
That was
Let it go, say. And shot.
I mean, Tyson there, good uppercut.
Tyson had against Tillis. And what a shot. That is an awesome shot.
That was just a jab.
Thus, Mike brutally punished the gang leader.
Here again.
Oh, what a left hand. Another day in the classroom. Big left hand to end things. Mike Tyson.
I didn't want to knock him out or anything. I wanted to put a lot of pressure on him and make him decide himself whether to give up or not. He wouldn't get knocked out. If he get hit on the chin, he can't see the punch, and he will say, "Oh, I didn't see the punch. I got knocked out."
But 2 years later, Mitch decided to arrange an unofficial rematch, which took place right on the street. The gang leader showed up to face Tyson, determined to answer for his words. But Tyson, with a single punch, added a splash of red to Green's face. It seemed the blow was so powerful that Green went from being a fearsome gangster to a church pastor.
God has healed me. He has brought me out. He has brought me over, and I look forward to my future.
Next up for our 170-kilogram dumpling was Jonathan Whitfield, nicknamed the Bull. During the stare-down, Whitfield tried to intimidate our hero with his sheer physical dominance, unaware that Butterbean's only real fears are an empty fridge and a treadmill. The bell rang, and the feast for the chubster began.
Of his 7 fights, but comes in and says, well, Butterbean with 19 wins, 9 first-round losses by Butterbean. Now he rushes in, he sees an opportunity.
Butterbean immediately set about taming the furious bull.
Butterbean knows he's closing in. Whitfield wants it out. And Ed, you were talking about Butterbean trying to get that jab at him. Hey, you want to be famous? Ed, I called it! For this one, now that he's immediate.
And after sending Whitfield crashing into the canvas, Eric once again proved that extra weight in boxing is no problem.
Joel Scott, rising young heavyweight. In a terrific Butterbean, seeing him win his 20th against Juan.
On May 23, 2015, Rolls Gracie, a member of the Great Gracie clan, was sent to be devoured by Pudzianowski.
This man takes on the legendary.
Throughout the fight, his opponent kept his distance and feared Marius like Mayweather fears taxes. But as soon as he closed the distance slightly, the pole, like an executioner, knocked his head off and turned his defenseless body into a chop.
Marius Pudzianowski, mistrzem knockoutu. Marius Pudzianowski z najszybszym zakończeniem tej walki.
In 2012, Pudzianowski's opponent was the most unconventional fighter. Bob Sapp wanted to test his strength against a true strongman. Before the fight, Sapp actively provoked the pole and arrogantly mocked him.
Can you tell us your name, please?
Yes, my name is Mariana. Hi, Mariana's my name.
KSW 19. I'm coming for you, Mario.
But Marius preferred to do his talking in the ring. The bells sounded, and the Hulk began to re-educate the idiot. Bob literally couldn't offer anything against his opponent, and was merely playing the role of a punching bag. Marius Pudzianowski wiped out the swagger of the scoundrel and secured another victory. Even though Inoue remains the undisputed champion to this day, he wasn't always at the top. Back on April 6, 2014, he was just a dark horse in the lightweight division. That day, the Japanese fighter finally got a shot at his first world gold against the Mexican pugilistic genius, Adrian Hernandez, also known as El Professor. For young Inoue, this bout was a mission impossible because Hernandez was a two-time WBC world champion with 4 consecutive belt defenses. But as soon as the fight started, Hernandez, unlike his ancient Mayan ancestors, decided to defend the nation's gold by shredding his opponent into pieces. The audience started mentally burying the challenger even before the fight got underway. To everyone's surprise, after enduring that brutal storm, Inoue blossomed like Sakura and began slicing up the Mexican's face like he was carving a burrito. Somehow, Hernandez survived this ring hell with the demon, even trying to claw back some advantage. But by the end of the 6th round, Inoue threw a knockout punch so vicious it forced Hernandez to kneel before the future king. Thus, Inoue earned his first WBC belt and proved that even the most experienced fighters should never be underestimated. Next, after his triumphant return from prison to the ring, the honor of welcoming Tyson fell to a particularly brash and cocky fighter, Peter McNeely, nicknamed Hurricane. Thinking that Iron Mike had rusted after his prison sentence, McNeely allowed himself to show blatant disrespect towards his opponent.
I'm Hurricane Peter McNeely from Medfield, Mass. On Saturday night, watch me kick Tyson's ass. You'd have a big dump in your pants.
Tyson didn't engage in his opponent's dirty game. Instead, he let his fists do the talking.
Great deal on his movement the past few months, and here we go. And McNeely, as advertised, comes right at Mike Tyson. Down goes McNeely. Seconds into the first round.
McNeely, eager to live up to his nickname, rushed to destroy his opponent, but was immediately met with a dose of sedation from Tyson.
Seconds into the fight, McNeely on the canvas. Gone by. McNeely's already been down.
I'll tell you what, Steve. Nothing but...
McNeely was unable to counter Iron Mike and impacted him not like a hurricane, but more like a light, refreshing breeze.
Mills lanes and stopped that nonsense because they were starting to butt heads. Oh. Tyson with a left hook, a right uppercut. Down goes McNeely again.
McNeely's hurt this time, Steve. He's very hurt. He can barely stand.
In the end, the king of boxing quickly brought McNeely down from the heavens, turning him into a fallen angel and adding another scalp of a brazen victim to his highlight reel.
At first, it appeared as if McNeely...
By 1999, Butterbean had racked up an astonishing 42 wins, but this meathead wasn't about to stop there. His next target, the title of the Meanest Man Contest, and standing in his way was none other than Kevin Tallon. Before the fight even began, Butterbean fixed his hungry gaze on his victim, and as soon as the bell rang, he dove in like he was about to enjoy a feast.
He's inactive after having turned pro at 85. One of them against Tallon.
As we come to the end of round number one, Butterbean in control. Tallon with some counterpunching of his own. Butterbean missing with a right hand, scoring with a left and a right as Tallon comes
Hobbling Tallon's legs, the self-proclaimed king of 4 rounds raced to finish the fight.
Well, how many fights does he have?
Well, Tallon just got knocked, and Butterbean trying to add his 30-second knockout. And he sends Tallon down here in round 2.
He played the good body shot.
Butterbean comfortably in control in this 4-round bout as he continues to pound the overmatched Tallon.
But Tallon, showing incredible endurance, kept getting back up, making the audience question whether Butterbean's victory was a sure thing.
To look back on those things. Mark Gastineau, they had him with less than ordinary guys, and when he fought a guy who was just even close to a journeyman.
At one point, it even looked as if Esh was against Evil Dead.
A whole different sport.
By the way, Tallon's getting pounded.
Butterbean's thinking. He's got a guy in front of him who's covering up, so he brings the uppercut up, trying to straighten him up.
Continuing to pummel his opponent, the cholesterol-fueled Homelander decided to put an end to Tallon's suffering by pinning him against the ropes and brutally finishing the bout.
It's more exciting, though, when the opponent in front of him can nail him a little bit, like Funmaker, and Tallon just can't. And Butterbean finishes him off here in round number 3. Butterbean goes across the ring and congratulates Tallon.
In 2021, matchmakers paired Pudzianowski with a giant straight from the African dunes. The undefeated 350-pound fighter from Senegal proved to be a strong test of the Pole's power. The African fighter immediately charged forward, seemingly relying on his imposing size. But with his very first clean shot, Pudzianowski turned out the lights in the eyes of the African. This guy thought he could intimidate Marius with his muscles. He kept puffing out his chest, clearly overestimating his physique, because compared to the Pole, he looked like a little girl. Then, the opponent jokingly decided to shove Pudzianowski, not realizing that jokes were a bad idea with this strongman. The fighters moved into the ring, and the Pole started turning this clown's body into a mash.
Finish this quickly now. It's a slugfest. Can Pudzianowski get on target and cause some damage?
But he looks good. He looks better
to winning in the first round. That low kick there.
Oh, that was really nasty there again.
Now, it was clear that he wasn't laughing anymore.
But he comes back, gets knocked down. Pudzianowski straight in there for the ground and pound. Can Kowalczyk survive? Pudzianowski.
Marius Pudzianowski easily destroyed this guy and humbled him forever.
He's avoided most of the meaningful shots except for that elbow. There's the tab.
Wow, that was unbelievable.
Marius Pudzianowski.
Along his journey, Inoue faced many opponents, but this fight pitted him against a real scumbag. Warlito Penesis, known as War's Cowboy, had fought his very first pro bout when Inoue was only 12 years old. Given the huge difference in experience, Inoue had absolutely no right to underestimate him. Apparently, Penesis didn't see any danger in the young challenger and shamelessly provoked him during the fight. But Inoue wasn't about to put up with such dirty antics. By the second round, he came out like he had his revolvers fully loaded and launched an all-out war in the ring against War's Cowboy. Unwilling to leave the outcome to the judges, Inoue landed a devastating blow straight from purgatory, sending the scumbag into a brief coma. Somehow, Penesis managed to get back up, but Inoue, like a true samurai, finished him off with a public harakiri. In the end, Inoue brutally punished the scoundrel for his antics, making him humble for good. The first obstacle on Mike Tyson's path to glory was the WBC champion named Trevor Berbick. Berbick had a notorious reputation as a dirty fighter, often resorting to underhanded tactics, such as hitting his opponents in the back of the head, showing no regard for their health. Moreover, he was known for sending Muhammad Ali into retirement, inflicting significant damage on the health of the greatest.
They're just above us. Berbick is pounding everything in a leveler. Always could take a punch, but now he's in trouble. Yep, he looks like he's in trouble. Trevor Berbick. Well, there you have it, Trevor Berbick.
These reasons were more than enough for 20-year-old Mike to mercilessly tear Berbick apart in the ring.
Easier said than done, but if he can, then he can be in the hunt.
It's no surprise that the fight was called Judgment Day, as from the very start, Mike began delivering retribution with his fists, punishing Berbick.
Big right hand. Tyson's punches even sound. Trevor Berbick, we should point out, has been down twice. There's another big shot by Tyson. Berbick in a heap of trouble. Down he goes. The punches are coming in such a succession that...
But Berbick, attempting to show that his opponent's punches were harmless, allowed himself to taunt the baddest man on the planet, effectively signing his own death sentence.
By Tyson. And a right behind it, and Berbick is rocked. In trouble here.
But in the end, Tyson mercilessly punished the impudent fool for all his sins, causing Berbick to lose his sense of direction in the ring and making Tyson the youngest champion in the history of the heavyweight division.
That was a right to the body and an uppercut to the head, and Berbick is down. It's over. That's all, and we see heavyweight champion of the world, Michael Tyson.
Later in 1999, after Butterbean completely dominated his fight with Russell Chastain, the organizers needed a bigger fish for the king of 4 rounds.
Crowd into it. And, he set that up with a little trickery. He dipped his shoulder like he was going to go to the body.
Enter Peter McNeely, who volunteered to be the first to send Butterbean packing and put an end to that insatiable boar. By then, McNeely boasted a record of 45 wins, 34 of them finishes.
He could smell the kill, and he went right after it. Dropped him. 1:53.
Williams got up, but then, this is all from the first round, went down again.
The outcome of this fight would determine if Butterbean was ready to step up to the next level. When the bout began, both fighters immediately exchanged punches.
Circumstance, and certainly has had a long time where he was under drugs and heavy drugs. Let's go to this. Butterbean goes right to it.
Then Butterbean unleashed a pendulum-like assault that was executed to perfection. However, McNeely managed to halt those swinging blows.
The fan appeal of this guy in the red, white, and blue trunks is very, very palpable.
Unwilling to give up, Butterbean launched into a reckless attack, absorbing and delivering punishment in equal measure.
9 pounds lighter than Butterbean. There's a score like him. Oh, he missed with the right, fires away with a...
Intoxicated by his relentless assault, Butterbean brutally finished McNeely, proving once again he was ready to take on the most dangerous heavyweights.
Oh, a right hand by Butterbean that snapped McNeely's head back. Another uppercut. It's all Butterbean. McNeely ready to go, and that's it. Jane 80 steps in and stops the fight.
He's going to get a fight with Tyson because the people demand it. Mike Tyson will be the laughingstock of the industry.
In the early defeated everyone placed in front of him, Pudzianowski faced Erko Jun. The Bosnian knockout artist, who was on a streak of 3 KOs in a row, was considered a worthy opponent to challenge Pudzianowski's striking power.
In our main event tonight, Erko Jun, Marius Pudzianowski.
From the very beginning, Pudzianowski decided not to test his luck with the young bull and took Jun to the canvas, where he relentlessly tried to smash the Bosnian's face with his hammers. In the second, another takedown nearly led to Pudzianowski's loss.
And gets taken down, but
this time you...
Taking the full mount, June, holding onto the fence, began unloading a hail of punches. But the honorable referee saw the illegal move and quickly intervened to stop it.
And pound! And that's the key word here.
By that time, Pudzianowski was already tired, and the Bosnian, seizing the advantage, began to technically pound the strongman.
These are all about what he's doing, but Pudzianowski eats here like it's going out of...
While blocking his takedown attempts.
And Urko just has to be a bit more thoughtful.
Urko got carried away with the ground and pound, and by losing focus, he gave Pudzianowski the perfect momentum for transition.
Pudzian on the ropes, on the wire, gets the double leg.
This time, Dominator firmly established himself, and the Polish hammers did their job, breaking every bone in Urko's face along the way.
Oh, the hips keep punching. Referee giving a warning here, this looks close.
Well, that's it, it's all over.
In the summer of 2021, our Polish Hulk fought his fellow countryman, Jurkowski. The giant tested Jurkowski's strength with a low kick in the first round, but received a solid response to the face. The second attempt at a low kick only brought a mocking smile from Jurkowski. In response, Jurkowski began showcasing his arsenal of high kicks, arrogantly underestimating the jack. After another kick, Pudzianowski caught Jurkowski's leg and brought the showboater to the ground, feeding him with his steroid-powered elbows. In the second round, after a failed back fist, Jurkowski turned into the canvas for the powerful Pudzianowski. Entering the third round after such a beating, the disrespectful Jurkowski didn't want to shake hands with his tormentor. For this behavior, Pudzianowski performed a crucifixion ritual on the sinner and destroyed the scoundrel. Lastly, we present another gold hunting mission by Inoue, where the 20-year-old Japanese fighter faced a true demon. He went up against Omar Narvaez, a man who defended the world champion belt a total of 29 times, boasting 45 wins with only one loss. Perhaps riding on that record, Narvaez confidently believed this fight would be his anniversary defense of the WBO belt. And he wasn't alone. The audience thought Inoue had signed his death warrant instead of a fight contract. But as soon as the bout started, it was as if Naoya, mistaking the champion for a plate of sashimi, pounced on him without hesitation. He was ruthless, devouring his opponent non-stop. The destruction didn't stop in the first round. Inoue, like a true hitman, kept delivering precise headshots, ending every combo with a knockdown. Even Narvaez's liver, which had weathered over 45 fights, couldn't survive 2 rounds in the cage with this Japanese monster. After one final sledgehammer blow, Inoue sent Narvaez crashing to the canvas. In the end, Inoue secured his second WBO belt, showing his boxing to the whole world. In the fall of 1987, in a fight for the title of undisputed world champion, Mike Tyson decided to settle the score with an old nemesis, Tyler Biggs, who had once robbed the young Tyson of his chance at Olympic gold. And so, 3 years later, the cocky Tyler was confident that he would once again take away his well-deserved world title, which is why he allowed himself to publicly humiliate Mike.
You know, I owe it to myself to go out there and beat Michael Tyson like I am his dad. He's made for me. Tyson.
As soon as the bell rang, the spectators were frozen in shock.
On the part of
For Tyson, the king of the ring, found himself in the role of the victim, and the fight resembled a father spanking his son.
See, a good stepping jab is very effective. Whether or not Biggs can keep this up. That's the uppercut. Throw the jab like he's doing now, not to let Tyson set up.
With every passing second, Big's confidence grew, and he began to neglect his defense, playing recklessly with fate.
He's trying for the head. Now we see a jab again. And come with that right hand.
That was a quick little overhand right by...
But Tyson, unwilling to tolerate such disrespect, decided to drill some lessons and manners into his head, starting to teach him a harsh lesson in discipline.
Does the most damage.
There was a big right hand, best punch of the fight.
That was the left hook, Barry. That was left hook.
That's what he said he was going to do. Huge left hand there by Tyson. And a combination by Tyson.
From Tyrell Biggs now. Start throwing some uppercuts.
He took a big left hand there.
Oh, that
was a tremendous left hand.
And from there, Iron Mike relentlessly pummeled the arrogant upstart until he was sent to meet Morpheus.
This is it.
He is gone right now. He has no legs. And 10 seconds to go in a round. There's a left hand. He's down again. It's over. It's all over. And it wasn't even close.
And world heavyweight champion of the world, Mike Tyson!
In the early 21st century, Butterbean faced a true bruiser named Marcus Rode, who had racked up 24 wins, all finishes, in his career. Rode was the perfect candidate to dethrone the king of 4 rounds. As soon as the bell rang, Rode began burning off all of the Chub's calories.
Big right hand off that fighter, Butterbean. Throw that left hook to get in the body like that.
Will fight one of the top fighters, or is he destined to just be?
Rounders. Well, all I know is when people get a nice job marketing, there's no doubt about it. Look at it.
Apparently, Rode even sported red shorts that night, embracing his inner matador as he dodged every punch from the enraged bull.
Like that, he takes a big swing.
For 2 grueling rounds, the cardio battle raged on.
You gave the first round to Rome.
Yes, I did.
But Rode, setting a blistering pace, didn't realize he'd tire out first, because Butterbean, despite his unassuming appearance, literally wore his opponent out.
Well, he likes to eat, but he doesn't like to eat leather. Butterbean.
In the end, Butterbean completely cooked Rode.
He'd be a lot quicker and he could be effective. He might be able to turn. Right now, it's just a sideshow.
Big ripping shots by Butterbean. And it started with the body shot with the right hand. And Rode is facing a rugged road right now, trying to get up on his feet. And it is over.
James Thompson, the incredible Colossus, became one of the most significant opponents for Pudzianowski. In 2011, Thompson easily defeated Marius and handed him an embarrassing loss.
James, the Colossus!
After that, James decided to mock the defeated fighter in his video.
Yes!
The Polish Hulk immediately arrived to take revenge for the defeat and punish the scoundrel. And so, the fighters entered into a fierce battle.
James Thompson. Jak będzie? Jest plan na ten pojedynek i nieskromnie mówił o tym Pudzianowski, są mocne ciosy.
But soon, Thompson took control and made the strongman look like a weak child. Then, he tried to choke again, but Marius wasn't ready to lose. Like a Hulk pissed off to the max and stronger for it, Pudzianowski put Thompson through hellish torment. In the end, Marius secured a decisive victory and punished the scumbag. In 1999, Mike Tyson faced Francois Botha. What should have been a regular fight turned into chaos after a journalist provoked Tyson.
Mike, why do you have to talk like that?
Well, I'm talking to you the way I want to talk to you. Do you have a problem? Turn off your station.
You know what? I think we'll end the discussion right now.
Then we could.
You got it. Have a nice fight, Mike.
Off.
Angry as ever, Tyson entered the ring not to win, but to unleash his rage.
Very good opinion. Let's see what he does.
When the fight began, Iron Mike's fury grew even more intense due to Botha's dirty tactics.
See when Mike's slipping underneath, he's not.
And he's done that. Avoiding everything Mike does.
So with 10 seconds left in the...
Francois found success with his attacks, but quickly clinched to avoid Tyson's devastating counters.
Misses with a right hook.
Fortunate for Tyson, he got a guy.
Tyson's anger clouded his mind, and he even tried to break the rascal's arm.
Tyson mad. Now he's going back to his old style. He's just coming in, and he's claiming he's being grabbed and held.
It seemed like Tyson wanted to make his opponent feel pain no matter what.
Those two, they continue to hit after the bell.
Here we go again.
Here come the corner.
It wasn't long before Kid Dynamite let the rage take over completely.
The two have to be ripped apart at the end of round one.
It took every ounce of effort from his team to calm him down.
You've been here once before, Mike.
But once the fight resumed, Tyson's fury came back stronger, and he attacked his opponent like a wild beast.
Just jabbed in and through.
To Tyson, as Botha tries to get this into the later rounds, it's round 5.
Soon, Iron Mike sent Botha straight to the depths of hell.
Fighter when you can't get all punches.
Down goes Botha. That's all it took. One shot, he made it. It's over. It's over. Mike Tyson.
Still burning with anger, Tyson was eager for a new opponent to release his fury on. Meet Lou Savarese, a giant who had destroyed many great boxers, including Buster Douglas, the man who handed Tyson his first career defeat. Perhaps because of this, Savarese arrogantly laughed at the king of boxing. Tyson's fury reached its peak, and as soon as the bell rang, he poured all of it onto the giant.
Blue trunks, he has the size to cause... Oh, there is the first...
But the fool decided to keep fighting, signing his own death sentence.
He's in big trouble.
Like a berserk Hulk, Iron Mike began transforming Savarese into a bloody mess with shattered bones and flesh.
It's finished. And the referee's trying to stop the fight.
Tyson relentlessly pummeled his opponent, while the referee stood helpless, like a child. It wasn't until Tyson's corner managed to calm him down that the referee awarded the victory to the king before Tyson destroyed everything around him.
Tyson was the fight on. Tyson was so intent on doing a job.
The night ended with a legendary interview from Kid Dynamite.
I was going to rip his heart out. I'm the best ever. I'm the most brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been. There's no one can stop me. Lynx is a conqueror. No, I'm Alexander. He's no Alexander. I'm the best ever.
The final stop in our story was July 1987. Carl Williams, eager to make a name for himself, confidently proclaimed that he was superior to Tyson in every aspect. However, he failed to acknowledge that 17-year-old Mike was just starting his ascent in boxing, while 23-year-old Carl already had 11 professional fights.
And the very next day, I came in the gym with a different attitude towards him. I went into the ring and I busted him up.
But just 6 years later, that young guy had already claimed the title of undisputed world champion. And so, in 1989, the time for retribution had arrived.
He will straight across here, Tyson, that's a certainty.
From the very beginning, Carl tried to keep the beast at a distance.
Positive start from Williams. Carl would feel the safer for him if he would back off and have a look at Tyson first.
But Tyson only needed one punch.
He hasn't done that tonight. I wonder if that's a change of plan with it.
Oh, what a left hook. Well, he certainly wasn't cold, Jim. In fact, it looks like Carl Williams has been knocked cold in the first round. Is he going to count him out or let him go on?
And that's how Tyson got revenge on his offender.
Iron Mike Tyson.
Friends, today we've shared the list of madmen who dared to disrespect Mike Tyson and paid a heavy price for it. So, respect Mike Tyson. Boxing Space was with you. Thanks for watching.